The world is already full of wannabes. Baby, just be you.
Rule number 1, it's levels to this shit. And I'm on top. The hilltop, of course.
People are gonna talk no matter what you do. So why not just do what you want and give them something to talk about?
Here on
Yard
Talk.
Greetings, Bison. I am elated to finally inform you that it is time to officially say goodbye to Zoom. Our cameras were off, at times our mics were mistakenly on, and the group me was definitely open and available to anyone who had the answer on how to make this year a little less boring. But it'd be a lie if we said this year was completely uneventful. This episode is here to give you the rundown on how much popped off. Your girl Trev is here to speak to the unexpected benefits from working from home. Cam is here to share about how much Howard culture has changed. And you know I'm here to give you all the shade and the tea on what you might have missed after a full year off the yard. With all of that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so first I want to talk about Malami Mason again. I know you might have seen her in my clips, but she planned this amazing fashion show for Spring Fest. And even if we weren't on campus, all of us got to experience the bad, bold energy that show brought to our campus. We also had another baddie named Beyonce give us Peloton. Now, how many schools do you know that will be cycling for free, listening to Beyonce all on our mouth like liquor? Okay, she had us turned. Also, while we were off campus, a few celebrities got on in Founders, giving us the performance of our live at Apple Music Live. Lil Baby had his feet kicked up, turned up in Founders. Wale was in the gym, and I mean, if you missed it, you can always go back and watch on YouTube and learn how much Howard's campus has just become historical in the last year because they have projects on projects on projects, baby. I don't ever want to hear them say a building is closed to me, a student, okay? That's on period. Wouldn't be in true Howard fashion if Howard administration didn't try to play us this year, which they did with no spring break. They were gonna give us a few mental health days, but we fought and we won and we were able to get a full spring break. Y'all thought I didn't see the pictures in Punta Cana, San Juan, Cancun. Y'all ain't invite me on vacation. Real ratchet, real ratchet. But I'm happy that a few of us baby bison got to take a day off and back up from all the stress we had from being in the house. Now, when a few of us got back from our break and returned to DC, we were sad to see we would have to say goodbye to some of our favorite spots around campus. Ho Chi, Howard Deli, and almost El Rey got taken away, but thanks to 150 Bison, we were able to say the proper goodbye. There was one other huge change. Georgia Ave ain't Georgia Ave no more, baby. It is Chuck Brown Way, named after the godfather of go-go. And after they turned our music down, we needed that to pay homage to the culture that is in DC. Speaking of music, we cannot forget to congratulate Showtime and Ooh La La for being able to perform at the presidential inauguration where our VP, Kamala Harris, a graduate of the College of Arts and Sciences, made us the talk of the town. Or should I say the nation? Because baby, all eyes were on us. And then being in person, I guess, pushed administration to allow us to have an in-person graduation, which will be taking place soon. Congratulations to all the HU 2021 seniors who pushed through despite the adversity that y'all had to face. I don't know if I could have done it now. I don't know if I could have done it, but I'm so glad that you did. And shout out to HU 2020 for being able to do that and not have any recognition. You guys are more than welcome to come back and graduate with the class of HU 2021. I think that was a great decision on administration part, so I want to say big up to you. Last but not least, I want to talk to our freshmen, HU 24, the babies. They didn't even get a chance to see what was popping off in DC. Congratulations on completing a full year virtually. And I saw y'all had created a little culture of y'all's own with the HU dance party on Twitter and making your own account, HU 25 roll call, and making sure that each of you guys were included in the culture despite not being in the same location. That is true to Howard history. Well, thank you guys for watching the last episode for the 2020-2021 school year. I hope you guys were happy with the talk we had about the yard, and hopefully we're back next year so you can see yourselves on camera. Don't cause too much of a scene, all right? Because I know y'all like to get turned. I know that's how we do it, Howard. All right, thanks again. Signing off, Ashleigh Cash.
If you told me 1 year ago that I would have spent an entire year doing school online, I would have called you a bold-faced liar and I would have told you to come out of my face. Here I am in April 2021 when just about a year ago, I was crying with all my friends saying, guys, we're gonna see each other in 5 months, it's okay, psych. The lie detector determined that it was a bold-faced lie. Despite the fact that the pandemic uprooted everyone's life in unprecedented ways, it also provided many of us with a new opportunity to look at things from a different perspective. We got to explore new things about the world, about each other, and most importantly, about ourselves. Like me, for example, before the pandemic, you would have never caught me dead near a stove, and now I'm a chef extraordinaire, or so I'd like to think. My friends and family may beg to differ, but that's not true. It's kind of like before the pandemic, we were cute little caterpillars, you know, and then the pandemic came and we all got into our cute little cocoon, and you know, now we're like butterflies, beautiful, majestic, ready to fly off. Now, this is especially true for our seniors HU21, who are getting ready to finally leave the Howard cocoon and go off into the real world. But how did they deal with the transition from being just a senior to being a real adult when everything was completely online? How did you feel when you found out that the entirety of your senior year would be spent fully online?
Finding out that my last tour at Howard was going to be online was a very bittersweet moment for me. It clicked with me a lot earlier than, you know, other people that this is what it is, and I can't really change it because it's just the situation that we live in and the state of the world that we live in. So there's really nothing that I could do, but it was very bittersweet realizing that the 4 years that I had worked so hard for really just fizzled out into nothing. I finished my degree on a Friday at 5 o'clock in my room, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
That realization sort of came in steps because, you know, as we found out that, you know, this pandemic was going to have more of an effect that we probably realized, you know, that's one of the things that came to mind, you know, the idea that, well, it's probably going to look very different this time around. And so, you know, it was obviously a disappointment, but I think I'm slowly becoming the kind of person who tries not to despair about things that I simply can't change. And so I, you know, after taking time to sort of grieve about that, I figured, well, you know what, you know, how can I change my mindset, and then what can I focus on instead? And so that's what I did. And, you know, going into senior year especially, I figured, you know, if this is the environment that I'm going to have to work under for the next year, I need to figure out how I'm going to make the most of that.
Based on the unexpected benefits that you gained by having a fully online school year, what do you think you will really be taking with you going into your post-grad?
So definitely being able to grow professionally, being able to write a resume, being able to write a cover letter, and being able to interview well is something that I definitely was able to cultivate during this time during the quarantine, which is going to be a benefit as I go out into the real world and where I need to do these things on a larger scale. And I've been able to have so many different opportunities and meet so many different people that I've been able to keep and who have thought of me and said my name in places that I didn't think they would, just because, you know, of these different skills I've been able to make at Howard. So that was definitely one thing that I will be taking in my post-grad life because I needed to get a job.
Obviously, quarantine, social distancing, everything basically being moved online. To deal with those changes, we all had to adapt to kind of stay afloat. So for you, were there any unexpected benefits that you gained from, you know, this online period? Benefits for your academic life, your social life?
Usually, I'm the sort of the person who doesn't really speak up much in class. And I think, you know, that comes from just how I am naturally. I'm quite introverted. And so I'll typically only say something if I know that what I'm about to say is needed and has meaning. And so I think, you know, being behind a screen has sort of made me a little more confident in speaking up in class. And I think, you know, I've become a bit more outspoken in that sense. I think in terms of my personal life, I think what happens sometimes, especially with somewhere like Howard, where you've got all these activities going on and you want to keep up with this crowd and with that activity, you sort of forget what you want. And I think now that, we're away from campus and we're spending so much time with ourselves, I think what's happened for me especially is I've focused more on that. And, who am I? Who am I going to be able to say that I am after these 4 years? And so I've also gotten back into like hobbies that I, put aside for a little while. I've gotten back into reading and just, going out into nature, spending time on my own and just enjoying that solitude. So I think that has also been an unexpected benefit that I really enjoyed.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Cam. I am Cam, and of course, you should already know who I am. If you don't, sorry, that's on you, because I'm amazing. You should have been tuned in the Yard Talk this whole time. Anyway, today I will be talking about the future of education and cultural events. And I'm just giving my honest opinion and thoughts on how I think things will be going in the future. So sit back, relax, and kick it with me, Cam. I am Cam. So first things first, I just want to reflect on how it was for me being a graduating senior in this pandemic. It was very, very, very stressful. It was very draining. It was like I would wake up on my laptop, go to sleep on my laptop, and even dream about being on my laptop. And I know for a fact that that is not healthy at all. It's not healthy on my mental, and it's not healthy on my physical, because there were times where it was like, did I eat today? And like being on campus, it was times where like, did I eat today? But it was like because I was running around. But like I'm literally sitting in my house. That should not be a fact of, did I eat today? So in terms of that, moving forward, I feel like universities need to accommodate people. I think, and schools as well. I don't know what high school is like, but I'm just saying like there should be a way to accommodate people who aren't really excelling in the virtual setting. Because for example, I'm very hands-on. And my major being television film, I needed to be hands-on, and I did not get that hands-on experience. I don't really think that online learning is effective to me. It was very ineffective. It might be effective to people who don't necessarily need to be in the classroom and things like that, but me personally, it was the most ineffective thing whatsoever. I felt like I was not learning. I felt like I was just waking up, sitting there listening to people, and wasn't really retaining anything. And that could be me because I didn't try my hardest. But it's like, again, like I said, I'm a very hands-on learner. So I needed to physically be there. I needed to physically see you, be able to touch you like, hey, help me with this. And like being on Zoom, I just could not do that. Now going into the future, I think it would be best, even though I'm contradicting myself here, I think it would be best if universities were to accommodate those who wanted to work full-time and be full-time students, because college is expensive. And if you do not have the financial backing, it would be extremely, extremely hard for you to even work your way through college. It would be hard for you to be a full-time student and work, because these class assignments will have you stressed. So in order to do that, I think universities should definitely accommodate for those who are willing and wanting to work full-time and be full-time students. And in terms of culture, I feel like the culture has died. I mean, people have tried their hardest to keep the culture coming, keep the culture going with virtual events and things of that nature. But no, people need to physically be around each other. People need to hype each other up, feed off each other's energy, and that just was not a thing within the last year. There are some events coming back like Rolling Loud. There was a shameless plug that I'm throwing, and my girl Brittany did the Penn Festival. That was good. We really got to experience some new, not even new artists, some in the area artists, some people that went to Howard, some people who didn't go to Howard but were from the DMV area. That was a good experience. I got to feel a little energy, but I need a real life. I need to be in a room and jamming with people. Like, that's what I'm excited for. I can't wait till the world open back up and we can go to concerts, because the first concert that I'm going to is most definitely Miss Doja Cat. Like, let me know what concert y'all going to in the future, because like I said, Miss Doja Cat, I'm coming to see you. But in other terms like that, It's really been hard. I know it's been hard for you guys. So that's why we as the Yard Talk team push out these videos weekly so that way y'all have some entertainment and that y'all are still feeling like y'all are a part of the Howard University culture. Even though we aren't on the yard, we're on the yard virtually. And with that being said, I have a small special note to say to you guys. So stay tuned. Well, you guys, we've made it to the final episode of Yard Talk, which is my last episode of this season. I will not be returning next year because I am a HU21 graduate. So this is it for me. I'm super proud of you guys, the Yard Talk team. I'm proud of the Yard Talk family. Shout out to everyone that has supported us throughout this entire season. I know it's been hard. COVID has been hard. We were hit, but we still came strong. And I just want to say before I go, one final thing. If you don't know who I am by now, then you do not know who Cam I Am Cam is. And on that note, Cam I Am Cam, signing out.